exposure are named for a reason. These are called the coral bells, but northern exposure means these are hardy, hardier than hardy. And this is an amazing look. And again, what the leaves and the flowers and the combination of them look like. Up front, sometimes we've got some samples of what you're going to get, sometimes we don't. In this case, I do. I've got the sample. So these guys, another great example of these guys are on their way. Not only are they on their way to you, they're on their way to growing. How close can I get to that? Yeah, it's a little close. Sorry, close. Okay, they're here and what is going to be M71937, a three-piece collection. And crazy hardy. And again, another one, Derek. Is it Derek joining us right now? I believe it is. Derek joining us. Derek, it's not only about the flowers, it's about the foliage. That's what we just talked about just a second ago, where they're kind of, one doesn't necessarily steal the show. They kind of work well together as a cast of beautiful characters.
That's totally correct. To be honest, actually, the leaves, the foliage for the coral bells take the cake for the show. The flowers are kind of like the cherry on top. Because year round, believe it or not, sticking up through the snow, you're going to have these beautiful multicolored leaves in your yard. And then in the summertime, for a month or two, you are going to have these beautiful kind of dainty light pink flowers. But the year-round foliage coverage is huge, Rick, because think about this. First of all, they're super cold hardy, like you said. But one thing that we haven't talked about is that these can grow in full shade. So now you're going to have this kind of color in a full shade area under your tree on the northern side of the house where, you don't have any sun. That kind of look
that looks great.
Awesome.
That looks great.
Yeah.
I get it. So you know what? Get as many as you can right now. And for those people out there, Derek, who are saying, there's a place I have in my home, doesn't get any sun, I can't grow anything there. Yeah, now you can. So with this three-piece collection, what is the height width of these if you plant them all near one another?
Each plant at full size is going to get around 1.5 feet tall by 1.5 feet wide. 2 feet max probably. So I would space them about 1.5 feet apart. They do expand a little bit over the years. They are perennial. That means they're going to come back every year. They're also color changing. What that means is in the heat of the summer, these leaves are going to have one color like the amber you're seeing. But then in the fall, they turn this deep crimson red. You'll get some golden hues in there. They mimic what a maple tree does as fall hits. And then they'll retain that color throughout the winter. Remember, these don't die back, Rick. In the wintertime, you're going to have these leaves popped out of the ground. And that's cool.
That's really cool.
Hardly anything does that. Yeah.
Hey, there you see it around one tree. So people picking up more than one set here, they can grow now in the shade. They can grow in the shade. They're winter hardy and they're color changing. So that's a lot. So the colors are like, there's an amber, a red. Would you call this like a lime green?
And the lime, yes. Yeah. The lime is super bright in the sun. I mean, it glows. The red, sometimes, with summer sun, it's like a brick fire engine red. And then, the amber, these golden hues. Now, as your personal trainer gardener, there's no excuses now for that bare spot in your yard that doesn't get sun. If you pick up this collection, multiple, I advise, because 3 plants does a lot, but 6 does even more. You're going to be able to beautify any area in the yard. And the value here, because the thing is, heuchera or coral bells, they're actually really hard to find. And when you do get them at a garden store, because they're rare, super pricey. So, 3 plants at this value, at the stage of growth that you're getting them, it's big.
It's big. It's a big story and a big opportunity for you to pick these up. So it's the first look, one of 6 brand new items you've never seen before. So if you love Roberta's and you're saying, what's new, what's fresh? I don't want to be like my neighbors. I don't want to plant the same old, and I really want to express my individuality and how I'm you're an artist, you know, creating your
Yeah.
your art outside your home. What a
Totally.
unique way to do it. And I love the color changing story, which is very rare.
Yeah.
Like you love it when people go up to Maine and Minnesota and they go north to see. They travel, you know, thousands of miles to see the changing of the colors, right? You've got the
They
changing of the colors
definitely.
right outside your home.
Now
I
you've got
love
it
that.
in your yard.
Craig,
Completely.
Give
And
me-
the thing is that
give me different parts of the country, if you would. We're in 80 million homes now. Anybody who can't grow
Yeah.
these?
no, everyone can grow these. These can handle the cold winters up north in Minnesota. They can handle the hot summer sun down in Florida. That's what's awesome about these. So anybody, and by the way, we're talking about putting these in shade. They can handle sun. They can handle a half day sun. I wouldn't really put them in a full day sun, but they can handle that as well. I think these do best in part to no sun. But you can see here, there's some dappled light on the lime. That lime shines right off of that
Love.
soil base. And that's what I like because, you know, we tend to think of the garden as only being flowers as the focus. And now you're adding a whole nother element, which
Right.
is the foliage. Now, if you picked up the great myrtle, these are an excellent pairing. Also, if you have any hostas like we just saw, excellent pairing. The amber there with those hues of gold
Love
and
it.
red together. You've got the peony in the back. Do you see how we've added these different layers in the garden in that image? The daylilies, the peony, and then at the base, covering all that space is the coral bells.
You've got it.
That's the artistry of gardening that anyone can do. And this is one of those solid bases like your meat and potatoes for your mixed beds,
Hey.
for your containers.
Derek, let me wrap this up. It's shade friendly, hardy, brand new, and only order of the season. You're getting all of these colors, by the way, so you're not choosing your colors. So that amber is part of it, the lime green is part of it, that red, and they will change throughout, and that's the foliage. The flowers are the bonus. So 1,000 people are on the line right now, brand new, first look. Again, people buying more than one of these. More to come. And what is our second hour? Now this is a big deal.